Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Ginger Fox here, and we're going to be doing some more Desire in Decorum Book 2. This is Chapter 7, Moonlit Defiance? Defiance, I think it's how you pronounce it. Defiance? Defiance, I think it's how you pronounce it though. It's a night of your engagement ball at Edgewater Estate. Can you show your guests that you are the true heiress to Edgewater? Book 2, Chapter 7, Moonlit Deception. Oh, you'll still off here. Okay, good. A week after your dinner with the Duke, the night of your engagement ball, you were getting ready in your rooms with Briar and Miss Parsons. I can't believe this so-called engagement ball is already upon us. Your first official ball as the future mistress of Edgewater, and you have to contend with Duke Richards. Not to worry, I'll be there the whole night if you need someone to escape to. You don't even see him if you don't want to. I am determined not to become a captive in my own home. I will send out to Duke Richards if he becomes a problem. No matter what happens tonight, just know that I am here if you need me. We both are. You have more of a right to enjoy a party at your estate than Duke Richards does. In fact, that has given me the most delightful idea. Out with it then. What would enrage the Duke more than being overshadowed at his own ball? Considering his enormous vanity, I can think of nothing that would vex him more. Miss Parsons is right. Forget about the Duke and make sure everyone else does too. How can I accomplish that? Well, you can start by looking fabulous. I have just the thing. Miss Parsons fetches her bag and produces a beautiful red gown. I instantly thought of you when I saw this. Would you care to try it? It's so very bold. You must. No one will give the Duke a second thought if you show up wearing that. Miss Parsons leans in so her lips are mere inches from your ear. You can feel her breath on your skin. I'm certain you will look very appealing in it indeed. Oh my. Well, if I must, then I shall. Ruby in the closet. This dress makes me feel quite powerful indeed. The Duke won't stand a chance against me. It looks even better than I imagined. No one will spare a second glance for the Duke while you're wearing that. Now that I'm dressed, how else am I to edge out the Duke? There are many other ways to steal Duke Richard's spotlight. Play the gracious host. Be kind to all of your guests. Okay, got ya. Soon all the talk will be of how Lady Claire threw the best ball Edgewater has ever seen. I'll show Duke Richards what happens when you trifle with the Lady of Edgewater. Shortly thereafter, you, Briar, and Miss Parsons make your way to the ballroom, where guests mill about sipping port and listening to the band play an elegant tune. You only recognize a few faces in the crowd. Duke Richards sees you and breaks into a wide smile. Ah, my beloved bride-to-be, you've arrived. Nothing escapes your notice, your grace. The Duke draws you to a private corner of the room, then looms over you, his smile turning menacing. I trust you will be on your best behavior tonight, my lady. I have important guests, and I will not have you embarrassing me. Actually, I had guests as Edgewater is my estate. I don't intend to let you or anyone else forget that. Now, as host, I must fulfill my duty and greet everyone in attendance. You turn on your heel and march away from the Duke, surveying the ballroom as you go. Who shall I welcome first? To one side of the room, you see Miss Parsons and Mr. Harper speaking with Viscount Westonleigh, while Mrs. Clare converses with your grandmother. On the other side, Countess Henrietta stands with a man you do not recognize, and Prince Hamlet is making lively hand gestures at Mr. Chambers. Remember to delight your guests as you speak to them if you wish to upstage Duke Richards. I will announce Countess Henrietta. You approach Countess Henrietta, who stands near the grand piano, speaking to an unfamiliar man. Countess, I want to personally thank each and every one of my guests for attending. How lovely, then. You shall need an introduction to my company here. Sir Gideon Payne. Sir Gideon turns around, quirking an eyebrow as he surveys you. It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance from what I've heard about you. You offer Sir Gideon your most winning smile. Nay, the pleasure is all mine. I can see why my dear friend, Duke Richards, is so enamored in you. And may I say, fortune smiles on him to be betrothed to such a beauty. Katarina shoots you an approving look. A smirk, sorry. Thank you kindly, sir. Yes, Lady Claire, quite the favourite at Edgewater. I admit I have been looking forward to introducing myself to Duke Richard's bride. He neglected to mention that you are a woman of such fine taste that dress becomes you. I'm pleased you think so. Good sir. It is a breath of fresh air. I have been traveling the continent, and it's lovely to return to the English countryside. I'm so pleased to hear that. You feel a sharp jab in your side and turn to see Countess Harita giving you a meaningful look. She juts her chin towards Sir Gideon. Sir Gideon, the Duke mentioned that you have been living in France as of late. I don't mean to pry, but is it true that you were exiled? Oh, that was a great misunderstanding. A small rumor that gained footing after I left. He leaned towards you conspiratorially. I'm sure you're no stranger to how quickly off-base rumors can find an audience among the gentry. I'm afraid none of us are. I merely moved to France for a change of scenery. So, Sir Gideon, I wonder whether... What is this? You are interrupted by the arrival of Duke Richard, who scowls at you as he steps in front of his friend. Lady Claire, I insist you cease your interrogation of my guests. Before you can respond, he turns to Sir Gideon. I must apologize for my fiancé's manners, old chap. Allow me to make it up to you with a glass of port. As they saunter away, you lean towards Countess Harita, speaking in a hushed tone. I know what I read. That exile was no misunderstanding. That man has greater secrets than we know yet, and I won't figure out what they are by talking to you. Then I shall leave you to it. In any case, I have other guests to welcome. Mrs. Sinclair stands stiffly by the dowager countess, clutching a glass of brandy. I saw the most lovely boutique of flowers in town the other day. Your grandmother would have loved them. She was quite fond of a well-arranged boutique. Perhaps that's why she was so accomplished at the task. I miss her arrangements, adorning my tables. You interrupt their polite chatter, smiling at Mrs. Sinclair. There you are, my dear. Lady grandmother, Mrs. Sinclair, how are you two enjoying the ball? Mrs. Sinclair's eyes go wide at the sight of you. My lady, you look incredible. Undoubtedly, you are the light of the night in that gown. I admit I am enjoying the evening a great deal more now that you are present. Your assortment of guests is unusual. Indeed. That is a very gracious response, quite befitting a host. I imagine you do not care for it, do you, Mr. Sinclair? I found it rather challenging. I dislike small talk, which is practically all that occurs at a ball full of new faces. What are you, lady grandmother? Is it the spectacle to your liking? I am less than thrilled with the Duke for arranging it without consulting me, but I can find nothing wrong with his tastes. On that point, we will have to disagree. Duly. Yes, save Duke Richard's own behavior. Perhaps there is an opportunity here. Show your guests that Edgewater is yours, and that you deserve the acclaim for tonight's success. Miss Parsons had a similar suggestion. Great minds think alike, or so they say. Just make sure to be seen tonight, my dear. I can't see how anyone could prefer a man like the Duke over you, Lady Claire. Your confidence in me means a great deal, sir. Now, let us leave my granddaughter to her holy duties. You dip your head by way of a farewell and turn to survey the ballroom once more. Threads of Prince Hammond's conversation with Mr. Chambers and Mr. Canavi drift over to you as you approach. Tell me, are the birds of the Ottoman Empire as exotic as I hear? I should think you're asking the wrong pair. To us, the birds of England are exotic. Ah, you may have a point. Have you developed an interest in ornithology, sir? Say the word and I shall take you on a tour of the most remote locals and the most stunning specimens. Good evening, gentlemen, your highness. Excellent evening, I would say, now that I am basking in your presence. And speaking of your presence, your very visage duels the world around you. I must agree, Lady Claire, you look superb. Prince Hamlet has been entirely too long, Mr. Chambers. He seems to have more important guests to occupy his time, unfortunately. Why, Mr. Chambers, which guest could be more important than my fainting bell savior? It was the least I could do, my lady. Now, sir, it wouldn't be prudent to turn down the praise of such a lady. No, I suppose I wouldn't. I wish I could speak with you all further, but I must play the dutiful host and continue to greet my guests. As you say, my lady. You turn away and survey the guests you haven't yet spoken to. Mr. Harper stands dutifully behind Mrs. Parsons, who is locked in conversation with Viscount Westonleigh in the far corner of the room. It is a lucky thing I passed you up, or else I would never have found my lovely new fiancée. You smirk at Miss Parsons as you approach, and she raises an eyebrow. I am so glad you have found a more willing match, my lord. Why, yes, she certainly is a thrilling catch. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are enjoying Edgewater's hospitality. Aye, my lady. His eyes scan you from head to toe and widen as he takes in your semblance. And may I say, you make quite the picturesque host. Picturesque host? I can't pronounce that word properly. You certainly may, and I shall thank you for the compliment. Viscount Westonleigh. What was that, my lady? I said I can't wait to meet your new fiancée. I'm sure she is quite beautiful. As a matter of fact, I am quite frugal. No one has ever complimented me on that before, my lady, and it is such a point of pride. You have made me feel most welcome. Wonderful, my lord. You turn back to Mr. Harper and Miss Parsons, and the Viscount continues to look on through his eyes, seem to have glazed over. I've dearly missed your presence at Edgewater, Mr. Harper. It's a bit unusual to be back here after. Indeed, I'm surprised the Duke is allowing it at all. Duke Richards may be powerful, but even he cannot deny his guests the presence of their attendants. I imagine he's incensed over it. No matter the case, I was just pleased to see the horses, and even more so to see you. I don't follow. Who is this Luke Richards, and why is he amassing forces? Should I have brought my musket? Don't pay him any mind. I'll keep him busy whilst you show everyone how accomplished a host you are. You have my eternal thanks. With that, you turn back to the rest of the room. On to the next group. You continue making the rounds and finally pause at the edge of the room to catch your breath. Miss Parsons makes her way over to you and stands by your side, You have hardly had a moment's rest tonight, it seems. I cannot deny it. You can't be blamed then for not noticing. You follow Miss Parsons' gaze across the room where you notice Briar hovering at the edge of the dance floor. Her gaze fits longingly between Mr. McAllister and Mr. Woods. Briar, she looks so forlorn. If I had to guess, I would say that she wishes to dance. With Mr. McAllister or Mr. Woods, no doubt. You shift your eyes from Briar to Mr. Woods and then to Mr. McAllister. You catch both men casting brooding glances in her direction. I don't believe Miss Daly would act on that wish without your encouragement. I'm pretty sure she would worry about propriety and Duke Richard's interference. She may be more amenable if you were there beside her, or if we were. There would also be no question whose ball this is, where a lady's maid allowed to dance alongside the gentry. The Duke would never allow it. You have a point. It would make Briar happy and show Duke Richard who is really in charge. I shall follow your lead, whatever you decide. I at least ought to check on her. You walk over to Briar, Miss Parsons follows on her heels. Briar, is everything all right? Yes, it's only... I wish I could dance at a grand ball like this, but instead... I'm stuck at the edge of the room, pinning over 2 different men. You can dance if you wish to. This is my ball, remember? I shall set the rules. But what if Duke Richard sees? He would throw a fit. Don't worry about the Duke. Leave him to us. As you say, but who would wish to dance with a poor lady's maid? I'm sure that they would. There are 2 I can think of, but I'm not sure whether any amount of dancing will solve your true problem, Briar. You don't know what you want. Indeed, a simple dance can't make your heart compass fine as north. I'm not sure whether such a public display would be a benefit until you have made up your mind. You're absolutely right, Claire. I couldn't stand to hurt either of them in such a fashion. Suddenly you hear the clink of silver and crystal. My most honored guest, it is time for a toast from your incomparable toast. I must be the one to make that toast and draw attention away from the Duke. You rush from Miss Parsons' side to Duke Richards and plaster your most gracious smile on your face. Thank you, Your Grace, for that most favorable introduction. What? No, It is my great honor to welcome you all to Edgewater for my first ball as the confirmed heiress of the estate. My lady. Now, if you would all join me in raising our glasses to... Hear, hear! And to Lady Claire, who shall shepherd it into a bright future. An elegant toast from an even more elegant orator. You are all far too kind. Duke Richard bears down on you, barely containing his fury. How dare you undermine me so? Try though you might, I will not allow you to ruin this evening for me. You sweep away and weave through the crowd, eager to be out of the Duke's sight. Once you are safely on the far side of the room, you find yourself standing beside Mr. Chambers. Lady Claire, you seem upset. It's nothing, merely my dear fiancée doing what she does best. If it's any help, I find that dancing always lifts my spirits, and I can think of several guests of yours who would happily take a turn with you. Your eyes scan the ballroom, alighting on Mr. Sinclair, Miss Parsons, Prince Hammond, and Mr. Harper in turn. Miss Parsons. You approach Miss Parsons, who stands at the edge of the ballroom, and offer your hand. Might you join me for this dance? I would be delighted, my lady. You both glide onto the dance floor. Miss Parsons guides you a few paces, then spins you. A few other dancers eye the 2 of you, but you ignore them. You look in good spirits tonight, all things considered. Yes. That's why I'm spending my time with someone whose company I actually desire. I am happy to provide you some relief. You continue to dance, allowing your mind to wander as your body does the work. You almost forget about the Duke entirely until... Lady Claire, what are you doing? It seems rather plain, doesn't it? I am dancing. You should be dancing with your fiancé, not some woman. He practically spits the word, his eyes flicking to Miss Parsons with disdain. This woman has more character and integrity than you could ever hope for. Don't forget yourself, Lady Claire. You are mine to do with as I please. Now give me your hand. Now, if you excuse me. The Duke reaches for you, but you slap from his grasp and run towards the balcony doors, followed closely by Miss Parsons. Claire, are you all right? Duke Richards just makes me so angry. I need a moment to calm down before I do something I will regret. There, you take all the time you need. Miss Parsons tenderly rubs your back and places a soothing hand on your arm. He believes he owns me, Edgewater, and that he can take whatever he wants. He's wrong. Look at that. She points to the rolling hills bathed in moonlight. That isn't his, it's yours. Being out here, looking over at Edgewater, it's difficult to remain upset while taking it all in. That is precisely why I like to retire out here when the balls become a bit much. There's something about the trees and the open sky. I no longer feel as though I might strangle the next person I encounter. Suppose that means I should go back inside. You don't have to. You can stay here with me and play a little people watching game I like. People watching game? Yes, like, she looks towards the windows into the ballroom and points to Mr. Sinclair, who stands alone near the grand piano. See Mr. Sinclair? I bet he's reminiscing on the best retort for something the Duke said to him earlier. Then Parson stiffens and pops out her chest, adopting a baritone effect to her voice. I'm Mr. Sinclair, and I am a man of honor. You, Duke Richards, are a pig of a great sty. Yes, I'm quite certain Mr. Sinclair prefaces each of his insults with an introduction. Though I admit I am intrigued by this game of yours. Harry and I used to sneak out and play it when we could stand no more small talk with neighboring barons. You and my brother used to sneak out of balls? Unbeknownst to the Countess, of course. I can tell you about it if you like. The parson makes a show, glancing around and whispers in your ear. You and I might even find a poorly lit corner to sink into. I don't have enough. Oh well. I had better not. I wouldn't want the Duke of entitlement to think I'd run off again. Lord knows what kind of rage-fueled frenzy he would enter. Annabelle, thank you for this respite, brief though it was. I feel a great deal calmer than when I stormed out here. You're welcome to use my little gate whenever you need it, Claire. You return to the ball, and you're immediately set upon by Duke Richards. How dare you run off like that? You owe me a dance, now. I'm going to stop this video here, guys. I'll be back after. Bye-bye.